According to our agenda, we have 5 speakers this morning until the coffee break. airLED is a partnership among 4 regions. We have heard Mazovia from Poland, Gorenska from Slovenia, Emilia-Romagna from Italy, and the Budapest metropolitan area from Hungary, with the 18th district being the lead partner. All of the partners share the vision, the ambition to become an airport city. I would propose our speakers to sit in the front row, because then you can also enjoy the presentations. The 5 speakers will be Frank Schneider, Thomas Lavinsky, Denis Barbieri, and Lea Podossian, and myself. The first presenter will be Frank Schneider. He is the communication manager of the Central Europe Joint Technical Secretariat. The airLED program has been funded by the Central Europe program of the European Union. And Frank, during his career, has worked in the field of public relations, public affairs, and journalism for for-profit and non-profit organizations. Before joining the Central European program, he advised high-level EU projects. He also worked in the Prime Minister's office in Armenia, and also he led the communication unit of the European Railway Association in Brussels. Frank is very well equipped for international project management. He has a vast experience, and also he has been a project manager for the 7th European Research Framework Program. Frank, the floor is yours.
First of all, I would like to thank the airLED Consortium for inviting me to give a few introductory words on who we are, the Central Europe program. I suppose it's not all too familiar to everyone here in the audience, so I would like to give a brief, try to be brief on what it actually is, this transnational cooperation, and in which framework the airLED project will be carried out in the coming years, and how it all comes together. Luckily, I could make it because we are based in Vienna as the Central Europe program, the JTS, the Joint Technical Secretariat. As you heard, I have worked for the railways. My friends from the railways almost let me down. We were a bit late this morning arriving here, but I just made it in time. So maybe just to provide you with a brief general overview of where we are here in this, with this project. First of all, the European cohesion policy of the last 7 years, including this year, had 3 objectives: the convergence objective, the regional competitiveness and employment objective, and the European territorial cooperation objective, funded through the ERDF. And when you look at the budget, there were roughly 350 billion euros available for cohesion policy from the European Union for co-financing projects. Of these 350 billion euros over 7 years, a mere 9 billion euros were reserved for territorial cooperation, which is what the airLED project is, in the frame in which the airLED project is taking place. These 9 billion euros were actually distributed on so-called cross-border cooperation programs, 52, 13 transnational cooperation programs that more or less cover larger areas of cooperation, such as Baltic Sea, Alpine Space, Southeast Europe, based here in Budapest, and of course the Central Europe program. All in all, for 7 years, there was 2 billion euros available only. I say only because this, I want to make clear that this is not an investment program. So we will reap the results, hopefully, as we've heard from the mayor and the deputy mayor, and see some concrete results, but we will not see big investments. This is probably what the next slide is showing very, very clearly. The airLED project should be a starting point. Just for your a journey, as it was mentioned before, like for every journey you have to take off somewhere. The airLED project is the project that will take off and actually kick off the idea of polycentric development near local airports. So we are here in the project generation feasibility part of the project development. Then the project development will come. There will be other tools to finance the ideas and the strategies coming out of this airLED project. And then the implementation then could well be funded again by or supported by EU funds, but it will be different funds than the Central Europe program most likely. So the idea is airLED project will start within the Central Europe project, and then the partnership will take it further, and then finally in a few years' time we will see results on the ground more clearly than at the end of this project in a few years. So what do European territorial cooperation programs usually do? As I said, if they don't carry out investments, but they carry out pilot investments and actions. They prepare investments and a few other activities. I had a look at what airLED basically is doing, I suppose, is to come up with new strategies and involve the local communities, of course. To a certain degree, efficiency will be improved, of course, through the airLED project, hopefully. Regional networks will be strengthened, and again, local communities will be involved. If I had a quick look at the application form also that were submitted to us some time ago, but noise is, of course, an issue where people need to be involved, the local communities need to be involved, but also the local business communities, in a positive sense, need to be involved, of course, within this project. And to a certain degree, hopefully, airLED will influence the policy agenda. So, just coming closer to the Central Europe program, who we are. As I said, there are 13 transnational programs covering all of the EU. We do have certain overlaps with our program area. This is our program area, stretching from the north of Poland down to the north of Italy, with Emilia-Romagna, who's the region which is part of this project here, being the southernmost region in our area. But we also have overlaps with 5 other transnational cooperation areas. And Budapest is also in the Southeast program, and then Emilia-Romagna would be, I think, in the Mediterranean program. The Polish partners will be in the Baltic Sea area. So there would have been different options, really, but we are quite happy to see that the consortium applied for being part of the Central Europe program and to create links and come together in our program. We are actually coming towards the end of the funding period. As I said, it was 2007 to 2013 that we are funding projects. The last projects will finish in 2015. airLED will be one of those. Currently, we are funding 124 projects. The whole area, as I said, covers 9 countries. In these 9 countries, in these 124 projects, we have more than 1,300 partners working with us. And the whole area is pretty much a third of the EU. We actually can reach 150 million people. But, and this in 6, we are working on 6 different topics. I brought a few leaflets also. You will find more information on what kind of topics we work on the website. I think I can skip this here because it would take too much time to go into each of the topics we have here. Maybe just to mention that airLED is a very unique project for us, because in a certain way it's in this theme of sustainable public transport, of course, but it's also touching on various other themes. So it's not very clearly to pinpoint in which theme airLED would be. It's a very special kind of project we are having in our program. If you're interested, I think you also have printouts, or printouts will be made available of this presentation. So I took this in. Who is actually the partners in our projects? As you can see, just like in the airLED projects, the big bunch of our partners are coming from public sector administrations, but we are also one of those few transnational cooperation programs in Europe that tries to involve more private actors. So the private sector and related services are also making up almost 10%, which we find important, especially in a project again like airLED, where you have to work together to see which direction to go. Coming towards the end of our program, we were curious, what does our cooperation actually look like? Because where we are different from other programs is pretty much that we encourage cooperation in our area. So we wanted to see who is cooperating with whom. And we did an analysis on cooperation. And what you see here is, first of all, the dots are marking in how many projects from our program is a certain region involved. So starting from 1, and some regions, or only 1 actually, is involved in more than 49 projects of 124. So they're in almost every second project. If you look into the areas, the regions here, Emilia-Romagna is in 25 to 48 projects, Budapest as well, Warsaw as well, and Ljubljana as well. So, I mean, the regions participating here in this airLED project are actually very active regions in our program. So, if you want to reach out, there will be a lot of other partners within our program that will know about the level of your results, what you do, and how you work. And I think it gives you a great opportunity also to link to other projects in the near future. Again, this was foreseen already in the application phase. Certain references were made, but I think even beyond that, I think when you start working in the airLED project, you will probably see other opportunities to involve partners you haven't been thinking of yet. And to inform people about what you're doing and to get some synergies out of this from our program. If you look into transport, this is just for the transport projects. The picture is pretty much, well, it's a bit more diverse, but again, you can again see the cooperation coming from northern Italy through Slovenia to Budapest, and then the link to Warsaw, to Poland up there is fairly strong. Is well established for this peripheral location, basically. It's not the center of our area, but it's going along the periphery, and this is why we also like the project, because it's like linking these regions in it's kind of like framing our program area. I would like to come to an end because there's more speeches coming on the content of this project, which should be most interesting, I expect. So just very briefly, 2 more slides. This is just on where you can find some more information on other projects. I mean, as I said, there's 123 other projects. You will find all these projects introduced briefly on our website in the approved projects section. There is a new brochure introducing the first 30 projects from the very first call. These projects, that's projects that are being finalized or are finalized already. So this should be an interesting read maybe to see what others are doing in our program, if you like to know more about this. And then I think as we are coming to an end, 2014 plus is not far away. The next programming period will come. In December, the Commission has confirmed that the Central Europe program will continue to exist, pretty much in the same shape. The decision is up to the member states still, so the Commission only has made a suggestion, but the suggestion was to leave it in the shape as it is. So we have engaged on the path to program the new program. So we are currently looking into what shall be the issues we will be working on in 2014 to 2020, linked to the EU 2020 strategy also. For the time being, we have carried out a territorial analysis, which might be interesting for you because it also touches very much on your issues, on transport very much. It's kind of what are the current trends, where are the needs and the challenges in this area with regards to transport and some other themes. So if you're interested in that, please have a look at our website. Under this link, you will find this study. And most important, I think, is we don't want to have a program from 2014 to 2020 where we decide what you should be working in. So ideally, you give us your opinion. I mean, we are going to the member states, or the member states in our program area. We are kind of creating the basis. We are discussing which way to go ahead. We are getting expert advice for this. But we also believe it's very important to ask you. And there will be 3 steps, basically, to involve you. There will be national stakeholder dialogues this April. So our Hungarian contact point will most likely organize in April an event and invite you to participate in this and to give your opinion on what we should be working on in the future. There will definitely be an online survey which will be distributed to everyone in our database. So if you're interested in participating, please just go to our website, register, and you will get the link for the survey, and you can participate that way. And currently it's planned for May. It's not confirmed yet, but most likely in May this year, we will hold our annual conference in Italy and also dedicate certain workshops there to get your opinion on what we should be working on. So I think this is a clear opportunity also to see how can we follow up on airLED maybe and similar projects within the transnational cooperation. And this is, so I invite you really to participate in this and to let us know what you think and which way you want to go ahead. And this would be it from my side. Thank you very much.